Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Speed of Grades. In previous tutorial we talked about first normal form and we will continue from that. In today's tutorial we will talk about second normal form and third normal form. We will continue from the last tutorial. Okay, in the last tutorial we talked about FYP, final year project table, and here we have a normalized data and we have converted in first normal form. So now we will uh, talk about second normal form in this tutorial, or how we can create a data in second normal form. What are the requirements, what are the conditions? So let's see that. This is first, this is second normal form. Okay, for a table to be in second enough, there are two requirements. First one is the database. The database is in first normal form. As you can see, we have a data that is already in first normal form that we done in previous tutorial. Make sure to watch that first. Okay, the second requirement is that all non-key attributes in the table must be functionally dependent on the entire primary key. There is I have written a note that is, remember that we are dealing with non-key attributes because we have in the first normal form we have assigned a primary key, so we are not dealing with that. We are dealing with all non-key attributes in table. Okay, and that must be functionally dependent on the entire primary key. The table we have should be completely dependent on the primary key. Okay, so we will see that what this means. It will be clear to all of you. This is an example of uh, not second enough. This data is not in second enough, so I will talk about that example that I have written in the Excel sheet. So decomposition of second enough is that first point is, if a data item is fully functionally dependent on only a part of the primary key, move that data item on that part of the primary key to a new table. So this point, let's implement this point in the Excel sheet that our data, we have written our data. The second thing is, if other data items are functionally dependent on the same part of the key, place them in the new table also. Make the partial primary key copied from the original table. The primary key for the new table, place all the items that appear in the repeating group in new table. So let's see that in Excel sheet, or how we can do that. Okay, let's move on to Excel sheet now. What we have to do, second normal Okay, so I have put a heading of second normal form. So let's continue now. So what does the functional dependency mean? Functional dependency means if we have one set of attributes that depend on the second one. In this you can see we have student table that is dependent on this teacher table. Okay, and this project table is dependent on student table. So this is project attribute, this is student attribute, and this is a teacher attribute. So these all are dependent to each other. This is called a functional dependency. So we have to get rid of functional dependency. So In this, you can see the student, this one depends on this one. So we will create a different table for that. Let's separate them. Okay, because this is one entity and this is other entity. Teacher is one entity and student is other entity. So in this you can see the teacher is repeating continuously, and this is consuming a lot of space. The department is repeating continuously, the country is repeating continuously. So let's write this in one table. Okay, and write this one in the second table. Okay, now the first thing you can see in this is that we have a ID in this, but not in a student table. We do not have a ID. So what we'll do, we'll assign ID to each table. Okay, maybe in your data you have multiple entities, multiple attributes, so you might have a lot of tables. Okay, in this table I have only two tables. Okay, you might have a large database, so there would be a lot of tables. Okay, it is possible. So this is a teacher table. Okay, and this is student table. Now what we will do, we'll assign a ID to student. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, and what we will do, we will write only one thing. Okay, remove this, remove this, remove this. Okay, because this teacher is repeating again and again, again and again. Okay, cut that teacher. Write this only one time, because there is no need to write multiple times, because now functional dependency is not there in this table. If you write only one time, this one only one time, so how we will see that Hajra is in which teacher's command, and uh, but in this we have separated the table, so we have separated the table. Okay, delete this one. Okay, now in this you can see that there is not a functional dependency. Okay, and here you can see the repetition is, we have got rid of repetition also, and now we have assigned an ID to this also, and this also. Now let's move on to third normal form. Okay, third normal form. Now what are the requirements of third normal form? Let's see that. Now let's say that what are the steps of third normal form. Okay, this form dictate This form dictates that all non-key attributes of a table must be functionally dependent on a candidate key. There can be no interdependency among non-key attributes. For a table to be in 3NF, there are two requirements. Okay, the table should be in a second normal form, and no attributes is transitively dependent on the primary key. Okay, now we will see that in the example. Okay, so what is the decomposition of some normal form? Move all items involved in transitive dependency to a new entity, identify a primary key for the new entity, and place the primary key for the new entity as a foreign key on the original entity. So basically, we will create a relations in third normal form. Like I implemented that in SQL Server also. I've used primary key and foreign key. In that, I have created two different tables and created a relation of that using foreign key. And so there is no repetition, there are no null values, less loss of information. So let's implement that in Excel sheet in the example. So now let's see that what we have to do. We have to do in third normal form. We will create a relations also, and we will see that if in the second normal form there are tables that we can divide, that more. We will see that. Okay, so in this you can also see that student department is continuously repeating. Software engineering is written 4 times here, and computer science is written 3 times. In this teacher department is not repeating, but if there are more than 2 teachers, then, and if it is possible that if this teacher is also in the department of computer science, so there will be a repetition. I have a less amount of data, that is why we cannot divide that. But let's divide this also department table, and let's divide this. Okay, because this is a different entity. Okay, now this is this project title and duration. You can see that project is repeating multiple times. Okay, it is not repeating, but project is a different thing. Okay, this is a different attribute. Okay, so let's divide this further. First, let's write here teacher, and okay, here copy this and paste this here. This is the teachers table. Now students table. Okay, students table, project table, and write this column, write this data in this also. Okay, now what is remaining is a department. So right, teacher department and student department is same. Write this only one time. Okay, we will create a relations only department. Okay, this is student table. This is project table, and this is department table. Okay, let's sort out. Now we have separated the now the second is that we have to assign an ID. In this, you can see student table have IDs, teacher table has IDs, but project has no ID. So make another column of project ID. Okay, and remove the repetition. Okay, in this you can see there is a repetition of this project. Okay, this project and the other one are not repeating. Okay, write that here. Delete this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, project ID. Project ID will be, for example, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Why I'm giving a 26. Okay, and also there is not ID of ID department. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, so we have assigned ID to each table, and we have divided that, and now what we have to do in this, you can see all of the tables. You can see we cannot recognize that which student, which one's a student, project, which student is in which department, and which is which one of this teacher is head of which students group. So we cannot recognize that department and project, that what is the project title of SN. We do not know that in third normal form. So what we will do, we will create relations. Okay, in this you can see there are no null values in this. In unnormalized data, there are many null values. So we divide that in multiple tables. For that, we get rid of null values. And in that, for first normalized form, in this you can see if you have to delete this one. Okay, if we have to delete this data, we have to delete a whole column. Okay, or whole column, or this whole row, because for example, I do not want to delete this data. Okay, I want to delete only this one. So we cannot delete this because we have to delete all this ad. Okay, so this is a loss of information also. And now what we will do, we will create a relations. Okay, in this the first relation I will create is that what is the relation of student and teacher. Okay, who is the teacher of Hassan, who is the teacher of Alina. So in the third, in new table, we will create relations. Okay, first teacher and student relation, or you can see that teacher and department relation. Okay, let's create a teacher and department. Okay, what we will do, we will write the ID number of teacher, and we have to write this column ID department, ID and department. Okay, so this teacher ID number is 11, is in which department? SE. So write the ID of that. ID of software engineering is 1. So Sumbul, teacher Sumbul is in department 1. Okay, and teacher 14, teacher whose ID number is 14 is in department number 2, which is computer science. So we have created a relation. Okay, simply if there are another teacher with the ID number 15, and that teacher's department is 1, so we'll simply write 1 because this of computer science ID is 1. Okay, we have created a one table. Okay, now let's create another relation. Which relation? Okay, teacher and student relation. Okay, teacher and student, you will write ID number of teacher and student ID. Okay, now teacher with ID 11 is supervising student number 1. Okay, teacher 11 also supervising student 2. Okay, teacher 14 supervising 5. Okay, so like this we will write that relations. Okay, how much you want, if there are more other students, other teachers, and write all of them, that if maybe it is possible that if Alina is not in any project, so we will not create a relation of that. Okay, so this is a relation table of student and teacher. Now we will create a relation of student and project. Student and project. Okay, student and project. Write student ID and here write project ID. Okay, now the first student SN is in project number 22, 23, 24, 25. Which one of the project? So he is in 22. He is in management sciences. Okay, student number 2 is in the project 24. Okay, now student number 6 is in the project 23. Okay, so that is how you can create relations. You can create multiple relations. Maybe it is possible that one student is in 2 projects, so write the student's ID and that project ID. Okay, so I have created another relation of, now create a table of student and the department. Okay, so this is another relation. Okay, write student ID and department ID. Okay, student number 1 is in which department? Software engineering, so write 1 here. Student number 2 is in which department? Computer science, so write 2, the ID of computer science. Student number 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever there is, write the department of that with the ID. For example, 5 is in the department software engineering, so write 1. It is for example, 6 number student is in computer science, so write 2 here. So these are the relations. Okay, we have created a relations of all the tables. Now we can see, now we recognize that which student is which one, that we can recognize the students project and the students teachers also, students department also. Now we know because of the relations, because we have assigned an ID. Now this you can see that student number 1, who is student number 1? SN. So it is referring to the student table. Okay, and this is referring to project table. This column referring to the student number 1 and this column referring to project. In this is referring to project table, and that ID number 22. Okay, student number 1 SN is in project 22, and which is the project title MS, and duration is 1 year. So we have used the references of one common table and stored that in new table with the relations. Okay, so this is how you can uh, do a third normal form. You can create these tables you can create in second normal form also if you want to, but I have created this in third normal form. If you want to uh, divide these tables in second normal form, you can do that also. If you want to create a relations in second normal form, you can also create the relation second normal form. Your data will be normalized in second normal form also. Okay, so that was all about today. We have completed the normalization topic. In the next class, we will talk about different keywords. Okay, we'll write the topic of next tutorial in description. Make sure to see that and make sure to watch my previous tutorials for better understanding of this topic. So I will see you in the next tutorial. Make sure to subscribe my channel, like my video, and share it to everyone else. So thank you.